Welcome to this Excel 2016 lesson on how to enter formulas into cells. Formulas are what makes things happen in spreadsheets. A formula takes the data in cells and performs calculations on it, then returns a result. An example of a simple formula would be one that adds the numbers in two cells. Here are the two cells with values I want to add. To create a formula, click cell B3, then type equals. All formulas start with the equal sign. When equals is typed into a cell, it goes into edit mode. It's waiting for a formula. Now I'll click cell B1. As you see, it added the cell reference to the formula. Now I'll type a plus, click cell B2. Excel color codes the borders of the selected cells and cell references. Now press enter, and there's the total. Now if I change the numbers in cells B1 or B2, the total will reflect the change. That's the advantage to spreadsheet formulas. You write it once, and as the data changes, the results from the formula will always reflect the changes. If you ever need to go back into the formula to modify it, double-click on the cell, and it goes back into edit mode. I'll multiply the two cells. The operator for multiplication is an asterisk. So I'll drag to select the plus and type an asterisk. Press enter. Addition and subtraction are done with traditional plus and minus signs. Multiplication is done with an asterisk and division with the forward slash. Here at the bottom of the toolbar is the formula bar. When a cell is selected which contains a formula, it will display the formula from the cell. I'll click B3, and there's the formula from the cell. You could also edit the formulas here. One more thing about edit mode. When you double-click on a cell and go into edit mode, and you've changed something in the formula, then you change your mind, you could press the escape key to get out of edit mode and nothing will be changed. The formula will only be updated if you press the enter or tab keys. Most formulas will contain functions. Functions perform a specific task on the data. One way to add a function to a cell is to use the function wizard. You bring it up by first selecting a cell where you want the function, then press the Function Wizard button on the toolbar. In the first text box, you give a description of what you want to do, like add numbers. Then click the Go button, and the wizard will give you suggestions for what functions to use. You can also look up a category of functions to choose from. Then the wizard takes you step by step through creation of the function. In these lessons, I won't be using the wizard. While it can be helpful, you'll learn a lot more about how the functions work on data by typing them into the cells directly. I'll cancel the wizard. Now, for the first example of a function, I have some numbers in these cells I want to add. For this, the sum function is used. Into cell A5, type equals, then start typing the word sum. As you type, an autocomplete pop-up appears and tries to guess what function you want. If you see it, you could click on it in the list or keep typing, and when it's highlighted, press the tab key. I usually wait until it's highlighted so I don't have to go back and forth from the keyboard to the mouse. So now that it's highlighted, I press the tab key. Excel has now added the name of the function to the formula and places the cursor after an open parentheses. The parentheses in a function contain arguments, also called parameters. Arguments are information that the function needs to complete its task. The sum function adds numbers, so it needs a reference to the numbers it's going to add. When you're inside the parentheses, a pop-up appears that inform you what argument it needs. Here it's asking for number 1. This will be the reference to the numbers I want to add. To select a range of cells, drag the mouse from cell A1 down to cell A4. The moving dots around the cells indicate that the cells are selected and the range of cells have been added to the function. The colon between the A1 and A4 mean that a range of cells have been selected as opposed to a single cell. It means from A1 to A4. In the function pop-up, it's indicating that there's another optional argument for the function. You know it's optional because it's enclosed in brackets. If I wanted to add another range of numbers, I would type a comma, then drag and highlight a second group of cells for the second argument. But this is optional, and I don't need it here. So to finish, I'll press the Enter key. And there's the answer. You don't need to close the parentheses if there's only one function in the formula. Formulas can contain more than one function, and functions can contain other functions in their arguments. I'll have some of those in later lessons. When you type a function into a formula, don't worry about upper or lower case. Formulas are not case sensitive, so you can type them in any way you want. When you have math operations in your formula, Excel will evaluate it from left to right and will do multiplication and division first before addition and subtraction. If you need addition or subtraction to occur first, always enclose it in parentheses. Here's an example. In these cells on top, I have values I'm adding and multiplying in formulas down here. I'll double-click on cell B3, and I've got A1 plus B1 times C1. That's fine if you want B1 and C1 multiplied first, then A1 added to the result. But you probably wanted A1 and B1 added first and then multiplied by C1. I'll press Escape and double-click on B4. And here I put parentheses around the addition, so it was performed first before the multiplication. I'll press Escape. As you can see, the results are very different. In formulas, when you're combining subtraction or addition with multiplication or division, it's something you need to be aware of. Well, that concludes this lesson on how to enter formulas into cells for Excel 2016. Thanks for watching!